All right. We are back. Welcome back to Way Out There on GJRB Online, the show that talks about the strange, the unusual, just stuff that you don't get anywhere else on the radio, unless you listen to George Norrie at night on many fine radio stations across America. And got more of that news later on here on GJRB Online, including a story coming up a little later on about William Shatner. You know, he's going to do a reprise of his role as Captain Kirk on Star Trek. Yeah. And NASA bans the word Jesus. You heard that just previously. If you've been listening to the last 7 days before we came on, we were talking about that very thing. NASA doesn't want anything to do with Christ. Isn't that something? You know, and I was talking about this earlier because I'm going, why? I mean, this is, the astronauts all read the Bible in space, didn't they now? They all read the Bible in space. They all, you had Buzz Aldrin, who, I believe it was who it was, read the Bible on the moon landing. So, why would they just cut out Christ? What's up with that? It's terrible. It really is. It's plain terrible. And we'll be talking about that a little later on. Glenn McPherson I tried to contact him for a possible guest for the show. And like I said earlier, his Gmail address wasn't recognized, but on top of that, when I did contact him, I told him what the format of his radio station was, and that we are a Christian formatted station, and he acted like he really didn't have nothing to do with us after that. He just didn't want to be recognized. He didn't want to. He's another one of those. He told me in the email that he's not a very religious man. I'm sorry, I wasn't really going to talk to you about that. But I was going to talk to him about this whole weird thing about, it was bizarre, and I wanted to just talk about it with him. That's all I wanted to do. I was going to talk about the fact that I can hear some of these noises he's talking about. It sounds like a truck idling outside. It's what it sounds like. And I found it fascinating, the story alone. And I'll be talking about that in a couple of minutes. But before we do, I want to let you know that this program, Way Out There, here on GJRB, is brought to you by Premier Radio Networks. Fine network that brings you coast to coast AM with George Norrie across America on many, many, many fine talk stations. Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie is a great program to listen to at night. It is the nation's #1 overnight talk show. Listen to Coast AM. All you got to do is get on their website, www.coasttocoastam.com. And on the top of the line, you'll see things to stations. It'll give you a weather. It'll give you a map. When you click that map, it'll give you the lineup of affiliates in whatever market you're in. And you too can listen to Coast to Coast. Great show. You'll also be a Coast to Coast insider, and it's a great place to get programs on demand. We do programs on demand on here, but they do it too. Coast to Coast Insider, and I believe it's 5 cents a day. Anyway, be a Coast Insider, Coast to Coast AM, all over America. Great place to go for great night radio. Coast to Coast AM. Be right back. Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on with the sports all over the USA. Get you interesting articles about the players, and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll have guests from time to time and just talk sports. But in the newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page, alternating Saturdays at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB Online.
Imagine one day, turn around on your internet radio, only to find us playing old radio programs, coming with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or does GJRB on Radio Lane, a day of nothing but classic radio shows, to back with classic commercials in between. The days of radio, almost like your computer is making up symbols through time. Clicking letter to get the time travel. Radio Land.
Today, no broadcast can survive with just audio alone. GJRB on Spreaker will always be there, but now GJRB has gone visual with the GJRB YouTube channel. Subscribe today and see live streaming of the Gary Rustin program, Way Out There, sports page, and radio and television classics. Also, many other specials along the way too, including a video version of News and Comment and a video message from Pastor Ron Johnston from Christian Community Fellowship Church. Yes, GJRB is now visual. Subscribe to the GJRB YouTube channel. It's free. Just log on to YouTube and type in Gary Rustin in the search engine. Coming soon. Watch or listen to GJRB on the new GJRB website, GJRB TV, on YouTube, on your computer, on your TV. Subscribe today. Alright, we're back. We out there on GJRB. I'm Gary J. Rustin. Hope you're enjoying the program across America and around the world on the internet on Spreaker. You too could be a DJ on Spreaker and join me on Spreaker. It's Spreaker, Spreaker. Fabulous place to be. You can have your own show. Do like I do. Just get on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com, and just start an account and get started. Spreaker and broadcast to the world. Alrighty, you got Gary J. Russell with you on GJRB Online on Spreaker, and I'm glad you could be with me today because we're talking about some interesting stuff today, and a lot of it really good. You know what I mean? So come on board and join me here on GJRB Online and be a part of the show. You can do that. I hope you do. It's a great place to do that, and you can be a part of the program. It's fairly simple, and you can join me on the program. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do it, and I always say it, and I don't explain it anymore. When you get on my side there and you see that little widget, you just click that widget. It's got like a really neat balloon on there. It looks like a comic book. When you click that puppy, you can join me on the air by chatting with me live, or having. Oh yeah, by the way, I got a phone number here. By the way, too, I'll be talking about that here, and we'll get to it here in a minute. But right now, I had that a bit of issue here somewhere that I use for that. I'm on a page. Get a good eye. Let's see. I'll go down. Sorry, I do my YouTube site. So there's that. No, try to get a better rest of our page. Okay. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright. Alright, this is how you do it, folks. All you got to do when you get on here is you get on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com. And when you do, all you got to do is get on here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
very simple. And remember, yeah. My throat's not working today for some reason. Invite callers right now. You can do that. Please do. 563-613-4260. That's our new number here on Spreaker for the Way Out There show. Also for the Gary Russell program. And tomorrow when we do Sports Page. 563-4260 and the area code 563. I'm going to be activating my Skype. You know why? You can join me there, Gary.Russin, and be a part of the show here on Way Out There, here on GGRB Online. All you got to do is go, it's just Gary.Russin. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go into Skype here in a couple of minutes and do that. I'll open up Skype in this next story, and we'll get started. Meanwhile, we're going to talk about Glenn McPherson. I tried to get a hold of him, and unfortunately, he didn't want to be part of the show. I don't know if that would be because we were a Christian station or what, but apparently he didn't want to be part of that. So I'm left to my devices as usual, but it's a real interesting bit. I was talking about how some of this strange humming noise. Now, a lot of people hear this noise. Some do, some don't. It's regarded as a very interesting noise. And they say that all this started getting reported in England, in Europe in 1970. And pretty much spread across the USA. No explanation as to what really causes it. They have no clue as to what this noise is or where it's from. It sounds a lot like a truck idling outside, but you look outside and there's nothing there. That kind of weird noise, will sound like maybe something's running, a hum of some sort. Like you might have left your fan on. And they don't know where it comes from. Obviously, they have an idea, but they're not sure. There's research going on over this as to knowing what or where it's coming from. And you have to imagine that this is not a noise that it could be irritating to a person if they are one of those that gets irritated by any slightest of noise anyhow. So when you look at it in all aspects, if you look at it as what is that noise? Where's it coming from? Is there a truck parked outside our house, or your house, and you look out the window but you don't see nothing, right? There's nothing out there maybe except a parked car or something that is turned off, but there's no idling. Basically, that's what that is. And it makes it so that it's irritating because the noise is there, but you don't know where it's coming from. That kind of thing. So I thought it was interesting because if you're one of those like me who, now I have this, I was diagnosed with this tumor last year. And sometimes I hear these kind of noises. Truck idling, something going, but I don't know where it's coming from kind of thing. Motor running somewhere. I mean, I've heard it a couple of times. A refrigerator has a tendency to make that kind of noise. Our refrigerator clucks like a duck. So it does. I don't know. Our refrigerator has this weird sound like it like a chicken is inside of it, clucking. It's the weirdest thing. I laugh at it every time I hear it. It'll go off every so often, and it sounds like there's some kind of chicken there, And I laugh at it every time I hear it. But our refrigerator has a tendency to sound like a Mack truck once in a while, parked outside. We have an exhaust fan that when you turn it on, it comes on with the bathroom light. That exhaust fan sounds like a truck idling. So if I forget or my wife forgets to turn off the bathroom light when we get done in there, you can hear the exhaust fan. And the exhaust fan sounds like a Mack truck. It sounds like a truck that's parked. So that could be it too. So it could, not be a figment of my imagination, but something that's real because, the fan is, idling. It sounds weird, It's pretty bizarre. And, where's it coming from? What's it about? And we're going to talk about that a little later on here and we're going to talk about it as I play that piece for you today. It's Freestyle Friday. Come on, join me if you want to talk about that. If you've had or have heard these sounds coming from somewhere, a humming and unexplained humming, my area code 563 that's our number. 563 613-4260. And I'm going to go into my I'm going to pop into my Skype right now and sign in there and see if there's anybody out there. And we're going to be trying to get listeners as well, as we always do this program. And so I'm going to be doing that. And you can 4260, or my chat room is available. You can get in there. I'll click it and I'll read what you said and I'll come back. Okay? I'm going to move things around. We'll do that. And we're going to visit Molten House Earth Files. You haven't been on there. I skipped the last show. And I know why. I haven't been on it for a while, and she had an interesting guest on. As you remember, a while back, they discovered a ninth planet. It's way beyond Pluto. Not sure exactly how far beyond Pluto, but they discovered a ninth planet beyond Pluto. And it is interesting story about that. And that they got telescopes, but they have to sign for one. You believe that they have to sign for one in order to get a telescope to use to view this planet? They have to sign for one. Imagine that. So we're talking about that. Linda Molten House Earth Files. And What about that other story? Did you hear about that one recent story about gravity? I don't understand that one. I was listening to the Coast to Coast show the other night, and they were trying to explain that. It was an interesting story, actually, where two black holes meet. And I have a sound effect for that. It sounds like chirping birds. It's weird. I'll play it for you. It's absolutely weird. And they're saying that I just don't understand this whole bit. It has to do with Einstein's theory of relativity. And I really don't understand it, quite frankly, because I'm not really deep in that much into science. But it's very bizarre, and I don't know if it has to do with the possibility that we could discover time travel or interdimensional travel, but it has to do with the time-space continuum, and it has to do with that and black holes. So anybody who's... I don't understand it, but gravitational pull, I guess, of the Earth, I think, has to do with it. So anybody who's really deep into that, tell me what you think. Okay, I really like to know about that. What it really is. That would be great if you could do that. I would love to hear from you on that one, because I'm going, what is that? I mean, it was something that I said when I heard it, I gotta talk about this with my people on, because it's very odd, it's very weird. So we'll get into that. Okay, that's pretty weird. And we're going to take another 15-minute break around 3, a little after 3, and then we'll be right back on, and we'll go non-stop after that. Okay, so be aware of that. Take about another 15-minute wait. So what I'm going to do right now this time, do another break, and we're going to get into the news, and then after my 15-minute wait after 3 o'clock, we're going to go headstrong and non-stop on Freestyle Friday here on GJRB Online on Spreaker for Way Out There. Yeah, the unusual, the bizarre. We're going to do it here, and I hope you'll join me throughout the afternoon here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, where we have a great time doing this talk and doing that stuff. So let's do that, and I'm going to take a 15-minute wait and set up the next story, and be right back with you here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, and for more of Way Out There, and we'll talk about this with Glenn McPherson, and we're going to do a little bit with that stuff. So join me Way Out There on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Coming up close to 3 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone. It is 2:59:42 right now. Getting close to the top of the hour here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. I'm Gary J. Russin. 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock in the East, and it is now 1 o'clock Pacific Time on GJRB on Way Out There. From America's Heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Now, true news. News that's not in the main.
And topping our news at this hour, as we get started on our GJRB broadcast, Way Out There. We'll continue with that show, but right now here is a true news story, and we got some new news sources here on GJRB Online. Just to let you know about them. One is CBN. I joined with CBN the other night, and we're going to be using them quite a bit for news. Okay, CBN. So I will be having CBN on there quite frequently for news. But for right now, we were talking about the Zika virus earlier, and they were concerned about that. And I'm trying to get into my Facebook page, but it's being slow about it. So I'm going to, here we go. I don't know why it was doing that. Had to click that 3 times for it to go up. Wow. Anyhow, here we go. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. Here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. And here's some more stories for you in the news. Okay, click here on Freestyle Friday edition here on GJRB Online. Scalela was blasted. Skeptics who blast Scalela is considered a conspiracy theorist. That's right, they're considered a conspiracy theorist. According to a story from End Time Headlines, skeptics of the way that Justin Antonin Scalela's death was handled by Presidio County, Texas officials on Friday, February 13th. On February 13th, Los Angeles Times and San Antonio Express News ran articles critical of radio hosts Michael Savage and Alex Jones, as well as Donald Trump and immigration watchdog group and Americans for Legal Immigration. PACLA Times reported that Matt Pierce issued stinging rebuke, string that Scalela's death is getting the full conspiracy theory treatment. Officials are saying that Scalela's family did not want an autopsy. There was nothing to stop local authorities from doing so anyway, but they deemed that the death suspicious. But Scalela's cause of death has been declared by the county judge in a phone call. Usually might sound tantalizing to conspiracy theorists. I've been hearing this story. They've been saying that Scalela was murdered. They're saying that when they found Scalela's body, he had a pillow over his head. Now, according to this, it appears that allowed that under the Texas law, Pierce said that outrage fueled by Donald Trump, who commanded during the interview with Michael Savage, I listen to a talk show once in a while, the questions surrounding Scalela's death would not go away, but would resume to intensify. If they are being blasted as being conspiracy theorists, if they're coming to the death of Scalela, saying that he was murdered. Now going down the line a little bit, Scalela was found dead. Millionaire critic, party donor, Obama's ally, John Poindexter, near America's unsecured dangerous. The article goes on though that Savage, and like I said, there's been skeptics out there, and I saw online the other day that they suspect next Friday we'll be on here again, the Gary Russin Freestyle. Noise. What's that?